Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Om Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Om Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Om Jaya Jaya Rama Om. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar, Jai Kapisa Tihu Loka Ujagar. We begin with the opening lines of Hanuman Chalisa. So victory unto you, Hanumanji, the ocean of wisdom and virtue, the one who illuminates the three worlds. So today we will look at the wisdom of Hanuman, rather wisdom of Vedanta by Hanuman. So after Bhagavan, Sri Rama and Ma Sita, just the mention of Hanuman brings a smile to all our faces. He has become the beloved of all due to his bhakti and shakti. There is really no one like him in our Itihāsa or Purāna. As one of the 7 chiranjeevis, he still roams the earth and is very quick to respond to any prayer. It is said that when Sri Rama asked Hanuman, "How do you relate to me?" Hanuman said, "Deha Buddhya tu Dasoham." From the standpoint of the body, I am your Dasaha servant. Jiva Buddhya Tvadamsakah. From the standpoint of the individual form, I am a part of the total. I am a part of you. Vastu or Atma Buddhya Tvamevaham iti me nishchita matih. This is my well-ascertained vision that from the standpoint of the reality, I am you. So we will dwell on all these 3 statements for today. The question is, can all these standpoints coexist? Is one better than the other? How do we live our lives? Do we only focus on our roles? Or do we focus on the big picture of dharma? Or do we focus on one's unchanging reality? So just like Hanumanji is able to hold all standpoints, we want to be able to focus on our roles, serve dharma, and recognize Sri Rama, that is Atma, in our hearts. Perhaps all can coexist. Rishi Narada in his Narada Bhakti Sutra says, Yad Jnatva Atma Ramo Bhavati. The one who knows bhakti becomes an Atma Rama, the one who revels in the Atma. So Rama is the one who brings joy to our hearts. And the word Rama existed even before Sri Rama the Avatara. So Rama is Ananda, is Atma. So today we will dwell on his life and these 3 statements, and also pray for his grace so that we may be able to live his wisdom. First statement, Deha Buddhya tu Dasoham. From the standpoint of the body, I am your servant, I am your Dasaha. So we see in the Ramayana, from the first meeting onwards, the admiration of Sri Rama for Hanuman and vice versa was evident. Looking for Ma Sita, Sri Rama and Lakshmana reach the Pampa lake, and there they are spotted by Sugriva, who's a king in exile. Sugriva suspects that his elder brother Vali has sent these men to kill him. And so he tells Hanuman, who is his minister, these two look like distinguished warriors, but they are dressed in the bark of trees. Please approach them and find out what their intentions are. So Hanumanji assumes the form of a sadhu and approaches Sri Rama and Lakshmana and addresses them brilliantly. It's a great dialogue, really worth listening to, but we'll just look at bits. Hanumanji says, how have you two sadhus of remarkable vigor, parakrama, unfailing prowess, tapas, austere vows, and such an excellent appearance come to this region? Both of you resemble rishis, devas. You are causing fright to the herd of deer while surveying the trees, and also lending charm to the sparkling waters of the lake. Who are you? Dhairyavantaha, the ones with valor, clad in the bark of trees and possessing a suvarna, a lustrous face. Even the mountain, Rishyamukha, stands illumined by your effulgence. So Hanumanji continues with these very beautiful words of praise. He quickly grasps that they are not at all a source of danger. And so soon he drops his guard, reveals the truth about King Sugriva and the fact that Sugriva is seeking their friendship. So impressed is Sri Rama with Hanuman's words that he cheerfully tells Lakshmana, so blessed is Sugriva, who has a minister like Hanuman, whom I was seeking. Hanuman knows how to speak and can tame his enemies. To speak in the way in which he has done is possible only for the one who knows and has studied the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, and Samaveda. Surely, the entire Vyakaranam grammar has been studied by him. This is clear from the fact that even though he has spoken a lot, he has not made any mistake. There is no dosha, no defect in his facial expressions, near his eyes or his forehead, or nor his eyebrows, nor in any of his limbs. Even the words that are emanating from his chest and articulated by his throat are so clear, so unambiguous, so unfaltering, and they don't make any kind of grating impression. His speech is Kalyanim Vacham. It contributes to the well-being of the person. It's grammatically correct. It's fluent. And Hridaya Harshinim, delightful to the heart and the mind. Even the mind of an enemy with an uplifted sword will be made friendly. Lakshmana then, obviously encouraged by his brother's words, shares Sri Rama's life story with Hanuman all the way up till the separation of Sita. And then he tells him about why they have come to Pampa to then meet Vali. So then Hanuman returns to his Vanara form, places them on both his shoulders and takes them to meet Sugriva. Tuma upakara Sugriva hi kinha Rama milaya rajpada dinha. You, Hanuman, did a great help to Sugriva by introducing him to Sri Rama, and you restored the throne to him. Vidyavana guni ati chatura Rama kaj kari beko atur. You, Hanuman, are learned, virtuous, extremely skilled, and very eager to carry out the work of Sri Rama. Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana Teja Pratapa Mahajagavandana. So Hanuman actually is Rudramsha, is an avatar of Shiva. So Shankara Suvana Kesari Nandana. His brilliance and his valor are venerated across the world. In the Skanda Purāna, Kedara Khanda, Lord Shiva declares, Ramasya sevakam veeram atma amsha pravishyamyaham. To serve Lord Rama, I as in Shiva, shall enter the form of a mighty warrior. Sitayaha rakshanartham cha mamamsha suto bhavet. My amsha, a part of me, will be born to protect Sita. And so Lord Shiva, at the request of Lord Vishnu, agreed to take birth as Hanuman to assist Sri Rama in his mission to defeat Ravana. And in the service of Sri Rama, there was no task for Hanuman that was too large or too difficult. Prabhu mudrika meli mukhamahi jaladhilangi gay acharajanahi. Hanumanji, you crossed the ocean carrying the ring of Sri Rama in your mouth, but it's not a matter of wonder for us because you have done many other remarkable deeds in the past. Prabhu charitra suni beko rasiya Rama lakhan Sita manabasiya. And you are the one who just revels and enjoys listening to the glories of your master. All the time you have Sri Rama, Lakshmana, Sita abiding in your mind. Sukshma Rupa Dhari Siyahi Dikhava, Vikata Rupa Dhari Lanka Jarava. Assuming a tiny form, you showed yourself to Sita. And then, assuming a massive form, you burnt the city of Lanka. So Hanumanji was tasked only with the job of finding Sita and reporting back. But he went far beyond his brief. He not only found Sita, he comforted her, he gave her hope and assurance of Sri Rama's coming. Going beyond his brief as a dasa, Hanumanji gained an audience with the most dangerous ruler of the time. Unafraid himself, but knowing very well the psychology of fear, he struck terror in the hearts of the Rakshasas by burning down half of the city of Lanka. Hanuman's service to Sri Rama had its own moments of pain and insult. He allowed himself to be bound and taken prisoner in Lanka, just for the sake of Sri Ram. And just so that he could meet Ravana, he was paraded around the city, and the citizens were given an opportunity to kick him. But he returned not only with the news of Ma Sita's well-being, but with detailed intelligence about the enemy's defenses and fortifications. So all the information that he shared became valuable fodder for the army to plan its defenses and attack. Bhima Rupa Dhari Asura Samhare Ramachandra Ke Kaja Savare. Assuming a gigantic form, you destroyed the Asuras and fulfilled all the tasks of Sri Rama. In the battle, the leaders of Ravana's army, the sons of his ministers, his own sons, they were all struck down. By Hanumanji, single-handed, Lanka was reduced to ashes. Not only that, Laya Sajivana Lakhana Jiyaye Shri Raghubira Harashi Uralaye. Bringing the Sanjeevani herb along with the hill. When you saved Lakshmana, Sri Rama embraced you with joy. So he obviously did not want to waste any time, nor did he want to allow the possibility of error. And so he chose to take the entire mountain. So all these wonderful tasks, projects, amply demonstrate to us that Hanumanji, from the standpoint of the form, recognized that I am here to serve. I am your Dasaha. And so when we reflect on his seva, his love for Sri Rama, many questions come to mind. What is the source of Hanumanji's extraordinary motivation, the strength and the enthusiasm that he brings to his work? How could he put up with humiliation and serve Sri Rama at the cost of his own life? Surely it was not material reimbursement. He neither requested nor received any such reward. But his work, his swadharma, brought him great joy, great fulfillment and meaning. And so, why did he do what he did? And the only answer is love. The thing about love, as in Hanuman's case, is that it provides its own satisfaction and contentment. Love is its own reward. So the reward is immediate, it's continuous, and it delights the heart. Hanumanji understood the connection between love and happiness and the desire to serve. He loved Sri Rama and he wanted to contribute to his happiness. So all of Hanumanji's actions were an expression of his bhakti, his loving devotion. Before he leaps to Lanka, the wise old Jambavan tells him, your strength is actually equal to Rama and Lakshmana. And so here was Hanuman, a wise person, a statesman, a diplomat, a warrior, who was fit to rule many times over, yet he chose to serve. Totally capable, but self-effacing, never seeking the limelight. And so the question for all of us is, who do we serve? Our parents, our work, our children, our families, our societies. If we try and think of who we serve as strands of love, then there are these different strands of love and care that we can all weave into a rope. And then that rope is really, that woven strands of rope are really the deep connection to Bhagavan from the standpoint of the form. And so everyone can be included, because bhakti for Bhagavan is not an exclusive relationship. Like if you are relating to your partner, then it's only to that being. It's not to someone else, hopefully. But when you are relating to Bhagavan, you are relating to everyone, every form. And so to make matters simpler and easier, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi yat dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever ritual you perform, whatever you give, whatever tapas, any religious discipline that you follow, just do it as an offering to me. And so the easiest way to serve Bhagavan, as Hanumanji discovered, is by offering our daily karma as an expression of our love. Work that is inspired by love for dharma, love for Bhagavan, renews our motivation and sense of purpose in life. And so then love is both a noun and a verb. Love just does not remain as an emotional attitude. You know, when you love someone, you are filled with hope, optimism, motivation. You feel strong and empowered and ready to take on whatever life brings along. One of my earlier students mentioned very beautifully that when I fell in love, I felt like Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man all rolled into one. And so when you find yourself to be loving, you think of what you can do to contribute to the happiness of that person. In one of our many satsangs with Puja Swamiji, we asked him, Swamiji, so many different people come to you from all walks of life, asking you all kinds of things. Don't you get fed up? And he said, I don't think of what I can get from them. I always think of what I can give them. And therein lies the secret to love. Because love is a dynamic expression of your fullness, of ananda, that you are. And when you love someone, you can be helped to discover the loving being that you always were. So when you discover love in your heart for Bhagavan, then any and every place becomes a place of worship, whether it's your home, your office, the street, the restaurant, whatever. And so we express our love to Bhagavan in contributing to our families and societies. Bhagavan is recognized as Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. So both the material and the intelligent cause. And that being so, now any karma that one does is sanctified with the knowledge that Bhagavan is karma dhyakshaha. He presides over the laws of karma. That karma will give you visible results as well as adrishta in the form of punya papa. That punya and papa will transform into experiences of sukha and dukkha. Bhagavan presides over these laws of karma. And so sanctified by that understanding, every karma is now an offering. And not only that, Bhagavan is also karma phaladata, the giver of the results of karma. And so all the results of karma are also sanctified and blessed by him and then looked upon as prasadam. So Hanumanji's second statement, Jiva Buddhya Tvadaamsakah, that from a mere individual, that is, I am now an individual relating to the total. And the total is the cosmic order. And how do I relate to the total? How do I live my life such that I can see the situations that are unfolding as prasadam? How can I live my life such that I have a sense of connectedness with everything? So can I see my life as prasada? Not only what you get in the temple, but unfolding situations, people, so on and so forth. So even in Tattva Bodha, we see the definition of Jiva. Brahmasan sthula sharira abhimani Jiva nama uchyate. Actually, Jiva, the individual, is Brahman, but identified with the form, with the gross body, and of course the subtle and the causal comes along. This so-called entity gets the name Jiva. So then the implication of this is, who am I in the bigger scheme of things? Is the world opposed to me? Or can I discover a harmony with the world by recognizing that dharma is the framework of Bhagavan, and dharma is indeed the manifestation of Bhagavan, of this cosmic order? So I relate to the total by relating in dharma. Dharmaha vigrahavan Rama. If dharma had to take a human form, it would be Sri Rama. And Hanumanji, delighted in being this individual form who served the total cosmic order, that was Bhagavan. And so that individuality, which tends to bite us and makes us feel isolated and lonely and disconnected sometimes, was never a problem for Hanuman, because he recognized that it is that vyashti that is sustained by samashti. So even the word vyashti, like you can say microcosm or maybe individual, it's a relational word. It cannot exist without the total. And so in relating to the total, Hanumanji says, okay, that's from the standpoint of the Jiva. And so many other tasks were done, including engaging with Vibhishana, because he was looked upon as an enemy. Tumharo mantra Vibhishana mana Lankeshwara bhai sab jagajana. The whole world knows that Vibhishana accepted your advice and then eventually became the king of Lanka. So be it correctly recognizing Vibhishana as a dharmika person, or Hanuman serving as a minister to Sugriva, or going as a messenger come warrior to Lanka, Hanumanji served dharma. Raghupati kinhi bahut badai, tum mama priya bharat hi samabhai. And as a result, Sri Rama praised you profusely and said that you are a dear brother to him like Bharata. There is a very beautiful moment in Ramayana when Sri Rama expresses his gratitude to Hanuman. Sri Rama is so eager to express his gratitude, which also shows that an act of love or seva can never be fully compensated. It is not the impatience of settling an account or trying to free one from some sort of obligation. And Sri Rama says so beautifully, it bothers me, Hanuman, that I cannot show my kindness that is worthy of you. This embrace, and he hugs him shortly after, this embrace that I can own, that I can truly call mine alone, is unreservedly offered to this Mahatma Hanuman. Saying so, he embraced Hanuman. सहस बदन तुम्हारो जस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै. Sri Rama, embracing you, Hanuman, over your shoulder, said that even the 1,000-hooded serpent Sheshnag sings your praise. It's a very tender, very beautiful moment of gratitude where Bhagavan recognizes what we do to serve dharma. Later, when they are back, Sri Rama asks Hanuman, what service can I do for you in return? You have done so much for me. And Hanuman replies, everything is attainable by your grace. He further says, love for you is the source of the greatest happiness. Just grant me unending love for you. And, just for a moment, if we were to think, if Hanuman comes in front of us, what would we ask him? I'm sure it would be different. So anyway, Hanuman asks for unending love for Sri Rama. He could have asked him anything, Sri Rama would have granted it also. But that's all he asked for. And to those heartfelt and sincere words, Sri Rama said, so be it. And in these two lines, we understand that loving devotion, bhakti, is what was the basis of Hanuman's connection with Sri Rama. And love for Sri Rama expressed itself in the willingness to serve and do whatever it takes. There was no ahankara that, no, I can't do this, I can only do that. And then when we look around, the dedication and sacrifices of so many parents for their children, husbands for their wives and vice versa, patriots for their countries, and those who care for the poor and the needy, so much is inspired by love. Of course, the salary and stock options and vacations and bonuses are important. But what we find is those whose work is inspired by love, the fullness of being, have that rare energy, commitment, and enthusiasm to do whatever it takes. And interestingly, why did Hanuman not ask Sri Rama to bless him with love and compassion for all beings? Perhaps that is a more noble desire. But the reason is that love of Bhagavan implies and includes the love of all beings. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha. I am present in the hearts of all beings. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridyeshe arjuna tishtati. So Ishvara is present in the hearts of all beings. Is it possible to love God, love Bhagavan, and exclude his creation, which is his divine manifestation? Is it possible to love Bhagavan and exclude his manifestation? Because where is it that Bhagavan is not present? When is it that Bhagavan is not present? Rahu Kala? No, Bhagavan is present that time also. And so we can learn to be in harmony with the cosmic order by serving dharma and allowing Sri Rama to live in our hearts. Because only then we are dharmis. Sanatana Dharma is preserved and perpetuated only by dharmis, the ones who have dharma in their heart, which flow into all actions of their life. And so through Bhagwan's, through Hanumanji's life of service to Bhagwan, we find that his bhakti and shakti were used to serve the cause of dharma. When we look at the word bhakti, it's derived from bhaja dhatu, bhaja sevayam, to serve. And so the word bhakti includes love and also seva, some service. Sri Krishna speaks of 4 types of bhaktas in the Gita. We can also look upon it as stages of bhakti, or people can go back and forth also sometimes. So he says, Chatur vidha bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna arto jignyasurartharthi jnani cha bharata rishabha. So there are 4 types of bhaktas who surrender to me, Bhagavan Krishna says. The one who are distressed, artaha, artharthi, the one who seeks pleasure, wealth, etc., and keeps me in good humor. The jignasu, who wants to know me, and jnani. The jnani is a bhakta. And then later on, he goes on to say, amongst all of them, Tesham jnani nitya yuktaha eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnani notyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. He then says, it is the jnani, the 4th type of bhakta, whose devotion, whose love for fullness, whose love for the Shastra, whose love for Bhagavan has now fulfilled its pursuit, resolved in oneness. It is that jnani who is very dear to me and I am very dear to him. All the other bhaktas look upon me as a means to an end. So they want my help to get to some place or to get something else. They don't want me. In Marathi, there's a nice word called Kamapurti Mama, which means that until my work is accomplished, you are my mama. You are very closely related to me. And then when my work is done, tata bye-bye, you are no longer related to me. So very often we have this transactional attitude to Bhagavan. But for the jnani, I am the sadhana, I am the sadhya. And so is Sri Krishna being partial to the jnani? No, he's saying that it is the jnani who has chosen to bridge the distance, the seeming distance. And the jnani has discovered Udara sarva evaite jnani tu atmaiva me matam. That the jnani has discovered that you are me, or I am you, or I am the means, I am the goal. And this vision brings us to Hanumanji's 3rd line, which is Atma Buddhya Tvamevaham iti me nishchita matih. So Hanumanji is telling Sri Rama from the standpoint of the reality, I am you. Now, all our popular media shows the height of love as I love you, right? I love you. Whoever says it to whoever, okay? Whether it's a partner saying to the other one, or parent telling the child, or friends telling each other, I and you are 2 distinct beings, and yes, we feel for each other. But in the Vedic tradition, the highest form of intimacy, closeness, is that you can't get any close than this. And that closeness is really, I am you. There is no separation. There was never any separation. So Rama, the word, Ramante yasmin iti Ramaha, that in which people discover joy, that is Rama. And then obviously what is Ananda is really the Atma. We also have that, instance. This is, of course, Ramcharitmanas, Tulsidas, where Hanumanji opens his chest, and then, of course, there is Sri Rama there. So, Rishi Narada, in his Narada Bhakti Sutras, he describes, in fact, he defines bhakti as Parama Prema Rupaha. Satu Asmin, bhakti is supreme loving devotion towards Bhagavan. Now, this Paraprema Rupa, this supreme love for Bhagavan, is not an emotional response to a devata or even to a person. Why not? There is an emotional component to it, but emotional love, if love is only an emotion, it will come and go, it changes all the time. So, of course, prema can be a lot of love, but to call it para, to give it the status of it being infinite, there's something more that Narada has to say. We all know and experience conditional love. Everyone wants unconditional love. Nobody says, I want to be unconditionally loving. Okay. So in college, our friends, they would, when Valentine's Day would be coming, they would say, okay, let's go to Archie's and pick up a card. Then you're serving all the cards. Once upon a time, people used to give cards to each other. You are the only one I love. Oh, and then he tells a shopkeeper, please give me 12 of these. So he's trying his luck, with someone or the other. So you are the only one for me. Obviously, this kind of love infatuation is conditional. It is changing. So bhakti is much more than emotional love. It is a constant, abiding love that comes from the recognition that I am not separate from you. So Paraprema Rupa, this supreme love is that which has no boundary. It is limitless. It is infinite. It is unconditional, because that Paraprema Rupa is Advaita Siddhi. I will explain. A devotee can have, as Puja Swamiji would say, a spasm of devotion. So you suddenly feel great intensity, and then you revel and you enjoy it. Like some of our festivals, we are all in this reverie. But then after the festival is over, back to the grind. So after the prayer, the spasm is also gone. So from the standpoint of reality, if Bhagwan, I am your dasa, or I am a part of the whole, then there is a separation that can never be bridged. In fact, all these three lines, that I am your dasa indicates Dvaita, because it's not going to change. I will forever remain your dasa. I don't want, like a lot of the Dvaitins say, I don't want mukti, I only want bhakti. Then from the Jiva standpoint, Tvadaamsakah, I am a part of the total. That yes, I am a divine spark. This is Vishishta Advaita. I'm a part of the total, and of course, no way, I cannot be you. And this is how it is, and I revel in this vision. But still there is separation. But Advaita is, I am you. I am not separate from you. So how do we better understand that? So in the very famous dialogue between Rishi Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi, he teaches her, because she asks him the reason as to why you are taking sannyasa, and this wealth that you have distributed between me and the other wife, will that give me what you are seeking? And he says, no. That what is sought for is really the Atma. And that anything that is loved is not loved for the sake of that thing, but for the sake of the self. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. That whatever is loved is for the sake of oneself alone. You may say you love your wife, you may say you love your children. And of course, we don't doubt you, okay? Very happy that you care for your family. They evoke the pleased self in you. And what you love deeply is the pleased self. So you have bhakti for that which evokes the pleased self. Sarvam priyam bhavati. That for the sake of the Atma, everything is love because Atma is that Ananda. And then he further goes on to say, Atma vare drashtavyaha shrotavyaha, etc., etc. That Atma must be recognized as oneself, so clear as daylight, as immediate, without a pause as oneself. That is the Atma and that is to be known. And so Hanumanji is telling Rama that I am you. Okay? So really speaking, even in Chandogya, it is said, Yo vai bhuma tat sukham. This Atma, really speaking, that alone is Ananda. Na alpe sukham asti. So nasti, sukham nasti. You know, in these small objects, which are all finite objects, there is no sukha which is infinite. Why? Because Atma is the only source of Ananda. And so, this love for the self is love for Ananda. And that Ananda, that Atma is really you. So, is this self-love? Because this sounds a little selfish to me. No, it's not. Because when self-love is tainted with ignorance, I take myself to be the ahankara, just this limited body, mind, sense complex. Okay? But when aham is recognized as swata prakashaha, self-evident, self-lumining, the Atma of all beings, that this self is not this form that is sitting on this chair, it is the self of all beings, and that transforms into the love of all beings. Sarva bhutastamatvanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. So one whose mind is resolved by the teaching and who has this samadarshana, who has this vision of sameness, who sees that the self, the Atma, that I am you. Yeah, sure, there are lots of differences in forms. You know, the necklace is different from the chain, is different from the ring, but all the way it is gold. That really speaking, this Jagat, this world, Jagat Darshanam, seeing this world clearly, is Ishvara Darshanam. And that Ishvara Darshanam, seeing this world as a manifestation of Ishvara, is really Atma Darshanam, because Atma is never separate from Bhagavan. If he is separate from Bhagavan, then he becomes Drishya. But really speaking, how far is your body away from Ishvara? Zero distance. How far is your mind away from Ishvara? Again, zero distance. How far are your senses away from Ishvara? Zero distance. That anytime, anywhere, everywhere, every time, you are pervaded by Bhagavan, and in fact, your Swarupa and the Swarupa of Bhagavan, that which is unchanging about you, and what is unchanging about Bhagavan is really Atma. Atma Brahman. Nitya Aparoksha, always immediate, never away, never separate. Rishi Narada goes on to say that this Paraprema Rupa is Advaita Siddhi, is a recognition that there was never any separation to begin with. Yes, due to Ajnanam, you thought we were different and separate and we tried to connect and so on and so forth. But all along, the forms continue to be diverse, but there is only one Vastu, one Atma, that is you. And so the one who has this Paraprema Rupa, Bhakti, Amrita Swarupa Cha, next sutra. What is the essence of that Bhakti? It is the Amritam of immortality. Amritam is Namritam, not subject to death. So don't think Amritam is only some drink, okay? Even though some clever marketing may call some drink Amritam. Atma is Amritam, you are Amritam. You are not subject to death. The one who has this Paraprema Rupa, recognizing that I was never separate from Bhagavan, I'm never separate from you, that is seeing that I was never subject to birth or death, that I am that unchanging reality, and that this, when it is expressed in a dynamic form with another being, then we experience it as love, and that takes on many forms of care, support, empathy, and so on. Then Narada goes on to add, gaining this yal labdhva puman siddho bhavati, amrito bhavati, tripto bhavati. One who attains this highest form of bhakti, Advaita bhakti, becomes siddhaha. So nowadays, siddha purusha, we think, might be someone who has siddhis, who has certain specific accomplishments, like maybe producing vibhuti or something. But here, the accomplishment, the siddha that is being spoken of, is the sought, that the seeker is the sought, that there is no more sadhana required for the siddha, because the person has accomplished what was to be accomplished. The person is a kritakritya. That all that karma could accomplish, sure, that will all still be finite. But in discovering oneself as the Atma, as the infinite, as Ananda, as fullness, Guru Shastra, Upadeshena, through a very systematic, thorough exposure in the Sampradaya, the person recognizes that Aham Siddhaha, Aham Buddhaha. So Buddha is not only the Buddha, okay? I'm teaching Mandukya in another class. So very beautifully, Gaudapadacharya, he says, Sarve Buddhaha. So all these wise people, really referring to wise people, Buddhaha, the ones who have woken up to their reality. So for them, the struggle of seeking is over, right? Mission accomplished, okay? And what else about them? The ones who have this para prema rupa, bhakti, amrito bhavati. So this bhakta is now amrita, is immortal. There is no sense of insecurity that could possibly be caused by the fear of mortality. So as the Shanti Patha goes, asatoma sadgamaya. So lead me from what is untrue to what is the reality. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya, from darkness unto light. Mrityorma amritangamaya, lead me from death unto amritam, immortality. And so, in discovering bhakti, love for Bhagavan, love for Shastra, you are really discovering and expressing a love for yourself. And that love for oneself, you don't have to do anything about it. That love for oneself is really love for Ananda, which you are, which is your Swarupa. So this bhakta, amrito bhavati, tripto bhavati, is fully content, fully satisfied. And this amritam is not possible if you try to amp up or scale up the volume of your love. So, or like Ayurvedic practitioners talk about this Kaya Kalpa treatment. So they will try and extend. And in recent times, Brian Johnson is coming up with this ideology of don't die. I don't know if you all are familiar. So that I will make my body immortal. That's not what we're talking about. It's a discovery. You were never born. You're never going to die. You will appear, you will make a special appearance on this earth. And that's about it. It's birth and death are all events. And that's about it. So from Hanuman's life, on the eve of his Jayanti, we can hold all these standpoints. We identify what our Swadharma is. And so, Deha Buddhya to Dasoham, I am willing to serve Dharma and willing to do whatever it takes. In recent times, modern management circles, there's a lot of talk of servant style leadership. And servant is not a derogatory term. It's the willingness to do whatever it takes. And while doing that, Jiva Buddhya Tvadaamsakah, that I am not resisting the cosmic order. I know that this cosmic order is really you, Bhagavan. You are not separate from this. Where the effect is, there alone the cause is. And then, Vastutaha Atma Buddhya Tvam Eva Aham. We were never separate. And while we may continue to have different roles, we perform different responsibilities, the highest form of love that I can really express is I am you. And that is what Hanuman expressed to Sri Rama. That is what we can learn from him, that all these three can coexist, because it is about looking at reality and appreciating Paramarthika Satyam alongside the fact that Paramarthika Satyam, absolute reality, pervades Vyavaharika Satyam, functional reality. And so you can revel in Rama, that is Atma. So Atma, that is Rama, just like Hanuman revels in even today. Pujya Swamiji would sing this. I don't know the whole thing, but I think the first line is beautiful. Khilati mama hridaye. So that Rama dances in my heart. Khilati mama hridaye. Rama khilati mama hridaye. Khilati mama hridaye. Rama khilati mama hridaye. So that Rama, that is the Atma, dances in my heart. I am that Atma Rama. And so, Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai. Bolo Hanuman ki jai. Bolo Sab Santan ki jai. So with that, I wish all of you very well and lot of love, lot of happiness, lot of prayers on the eve of Hanuman Jayanti, that may he bless you with shakti and bhakti and fulfill your human pursuit, which is such a great blessing. We'll close with a prayer, and then if there is any question, I'm happy to take them. Om Purnamadaഃ Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you, Swamini. Thank you. Anybody has questions, you can raise your hands or type it on the chat. Swamini, there's a question. It says, how to cultivate bhakti?
Yeah, so bhakti is loving devotion, right? You can cultivate bhakti if you love another person. So then I would ask you, do you love someone? And so then what do? Suppose you like someone, your family member or your friend or your colleague, your office member. Or when you want to get to know the person, what do? You spend time with that person. You talk to that person, you listen to that person, you do things together. And that's exactly what you do as an expression of your bhakti. You seek to know Bhagavan. You listen to his glories. You spend time with Bhagavan through your japa. You go try and visit a Tirtha Kshetra. You do Ashtottara Shatanamavali. You offer 108 names, because all these names are windows of looking at Bhagavan from a particular standpoint. And so you find in time that your love for Bhagavan deepens, it becomes inclusive of your entire life. It's no more an exclusive relationship. Oh, only 5 minutes I'm relating to Bhagavan in the morning. Now I have to get on with other roles. No more like that. So all the way, it is a deep, abiding love for everything and every form. Okay, question. What is offered as prasadam tomorrow to Hanuman ji? So people offer vadas. They offer vada mala also. Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
What is Hanuman, Swamiji? There's one question. Swami.
What is Hanuman? You mean the word? So Hanu is jaw. And because of a particular incident, his jaw was struck. And because he had a broken jaw, the one who had a broken jaw, Hanu, Man is the one who has. So Hanuman, the one who has a pronounced jaw, happened to be called Hanuman. And he was like a humanoid, okay? People call him a monkey and all. That's not a correct translation. So Vanara might be looked upon as a certain, a different kind of a species, which were like humanoids. What is Hanuman's relationship to Sita? To Rama, it is Vyashti to Samashti. Hanumanji recognized Sita as inseparable from Sri Rama. So it is the same extension of Vyashti Samashti. How to see the whole world as a manifestation of divine, which you spoke about. I would suggest you attend a regular Vedanta class, whereby you will inquire into the nature of Bhagavan, or you will inquire into what are all these experiences that we are going through, and then come to karma, come to the order, and then recognize Bhagavan. Yeah. So a simpler way is, when you look at golden ornaments, a gold bangle, let's say, we may call it as a manifestation of gold, right? Because wherever the bangle is, can it be separate from gold? No, because it's whatever, 22 carat or 24 carat or whatever it is, wherever the form is, there alone the substance is, right? So wherever the world is, wherever the form is, it is pervaded by something. What is that something? We recognize that that something is really intelligence, and that intelligence rests in a conscious being, that is Bhagavan. So we dwell on it. In our classes, it's very easy to see that this entire world is sacred. You are sacred. You are a divine manifestation from the standpoint of the form. So it was wonderful being with all of you. Is it true they say not to keep Sanjeevani Hanuman in our puja room? I'm not sure about this. You'll have to check with whoever said it. Yeah. That's very sweet, Soleil. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamini. Very nice evening on the eve of Hanuman Jayanti. Lord, you dwelt on Hanumanji's glories and also his bhakti for Rama, and how all of us can emulate his. He can be a role model for us to develop bhakti as well as jnana. So Vedanta and bhakti combined together. So the oneness of Vedanta and Bhakti or Ishvara and the individual can be epitomized in the name of Hanuman this evening. Thank you for this nice evening with all of us. Thank you. Om.